In this video, I'm going to teach you how to perform keyword research for your posts. And unless you're doing keyword research, the chances of you ranking are usually accidental, but if you follow these procedures, every single post that you write will have a chance of ranking in the Google search results. Now, keyword research always starts by choosing a seed keyword. And these are short, high volume terms that you're going to base your post off of. And what you want to do is you want to start out with keywords based on how you would search for them. So, for example, if I was writing an article on online store or e-commerce, my seed keyword would be online store, e-commerce, or making money. Now, when it comes to your seed keyword, you want to keep them short. I would say no more than 4 words that kind of broadly describe the topic that you want to pursue. So once you have a list of seed keywords that you want to write your blog post about, the next step is to use a tool. And you have to use a tool because you need to know what people are actually searching for in the search results. So you want to use a tool to generate permutations of that keyword or related keywords that people are searching for. And here are the tools of the trade that allow you to do that. Now, Ahrefs is the tool that Tony and I use. It is by far the best keyword research tool out there. But the only problem is that it costs $100 a month. Now, if you're just starting out and you don't want to spend $100 a month, there is a free tool, which I'm going to kind of base some of these lectures on, called Ubersuggest. This is a tool by Neil Patel that allows you to do maybe 60 to 70% of what Ahrefs does. And it's a really good starting point when you're on a budget. And there's another 2 tools that you might hear about, but we're not going to kind of talk about them in the class, is SEMrush, which is a paid tool that's similar to Ahrefs, and Longtail Pro, which used to be the leader in SEO research in the space. Once you've chosen whatever keyword tool that you want to use, whether it be Ubersuggest or Ahrefs, the next step is to actually type that keyword into the tool and see what it spits out. Now, both tools will tell you approximately how hard it is to rank and search for that given keyword. Ahrefs has a field called KD, which stands for keyword difficulty. Ubersuggest has a field called SD, or SEO difficulty. And this number basically represents how hard a keyword is to rank and search on a scale from 0 to 100, with 100 being a really hard word to rank. Now, in general, 0 to 20 means it's relatively easy to rank for, 20 to 40 means moderately easy to rank for, and anything over 40 is very difficult. And especially if you're just starting out, I would not go for anything greater than 40. Now, it's important to keep in mind that if you own both tools actually have their own algorithms for determining keyword difficulty. I tend to trust Ahrefs, and I'll show you a couple examples at the end of this lecture to show you what I mean by that. And so once you use these tools, and I'll give you a demo of these tools in just a second, but the tools will tell you what the search volume is for a certain keyword and how hard it is to rank for it. And the other number it'll tell you about your domain is your domain score. Now, in a previous lecture, I described what that was. The domain score is basically a number that represents how strong your domain is, or how strong your website is as a whole. And this domain score allows you to determine, what sort of keyword difficulties that you can actually go for. Because when your blog is brand new, it's going to be very hard to go for some of the more difficult keywords. And so in general, if you are brand new, I would go for SEO difficulty scores less than 10 in the beginning. Because your chances of ranking for some of the harder ones greater than 10 are going to be very slim, especially when you're brand new. And the overall strategy is to start out by targeting the less competitive keywords and kind of gradually build up your authority over time. And once your blog has gained some more domain authority, then you can start going after some of the harder keywords. All right, and so both tools will tell you what the search volume is for a particular keyword that you're searching for. And it basically shows you the overall demand, I think on an average for a given month. Now, over the years, Google has actually taken this data away from SEOs. And the reason why I use Ahrefs is because it has the best data in the business. It doesn't solely rely on Google for its search data. It also uses clickstream data. It actually purchases data from people who have like toolbars in the web browser and other data from other people to determine the actual search volume and click rates for the tools. All other tools like Ubersuggest and Longtail Pro, they use the Google Keyword Planner data, which tends to be less accurate, once again because Google has been hiding this data away from SEO people. Now, there are a couple of gotchas, especially if you're using the free keyword tools like Ubersuggest, is that it won't tell you exactly the number of clicks that people are performing, whereas Ahrefs actually provides this data. And you have to be careful about this because Google often presents the answer to a lot of people's searches up top in the form of snippets. So let's say you're a stalker like Tony and you're doing a search for Keanu Reeves' age. Well, guess what? When you type in this keyword term, the answer is right up at the top. So guess what? No one's going to scroll down and click on a link on the web page in this case. And as a result, even though this keyword, Keanu Reeves' age, has a keyword difficulty of only 23, it's actually worthless for traffic because Google gives the answer right away and actually steals the click, essentially. Now, as I mentioned before, Ahrefs, because it's a paid tool, it actually provides you with click data. And in general, when you do a search in Ahrefs, the search volume should closely match the click data. And what the click data here is, it's the number of clicks that result from a search. And as you can see here, for the keyword WordPress pricing, the clicks and the search volume are approximately the same. However, when I perform the same exercise with Keanu Reeves' age, you'll notice that the search volume is 19K, but the number of clicks is only 3.4K because Google is stealing the click. All right, so let me just now run through a quick example of how I do keyword research. Now I'm going to show you how to use two tools. I'm going to show you how to use Ahrefs and Ubersuggest. Once again, Ahrefs is a paid tool, but it's so much better. And then Ubersuggest is a free tool if you're on a budget. So most recently, I was writing a post. This was 2 weeks ago. I was writing a post on WordPress. So what I did is I typed in WordPress into the keyword tool. And obviously, WordPress by itself is super hard. 97, I would never dream of going after this keyword. But what you can do is you can click on all keyword ideas, and Ahrefs allows you to filter by keyword difficulty. So let's say I'm going for anything less than 40 with a search volume of at least 2,000. And I want to have it use the term WordPress. And once I have this data, I can then just scroll down and see what I want to target. Now, 2 weeks ago, this WordPress pricing keyword was less than 20, which is why I decided to write a post on it. Now, it gets a good amount of search volume and a good amount of clicks. So I actually wrote a post 2 weeks ago called WordPress Pricing. Is it really free and how much it costs? And today, just after a couple of weeks, if you do a search for WordPress pricing, I am already ranking on the front page for this keyword term right here. All right, and so oftentimes if you have a strong domain, you can see results within 2 to 4 weeks. When you have a weaker domain, it's going to take longer, but you have to gradually build the domain strength of your website. Now let's perform the same exercise with Ubersuggest, and I'll show you why it's a little bit more limited. So I typed in WordPress here in Ubersuggest, and it gives me a number of keywords that I could potentially go for. Now, one thing that's different about Ubersuggest and Ahrefs is the keyword difficulty. They both have their own algorithms. I've personally found Ahrefs' algorithm to be better, but the main disadvantage of Ubersuggest is it doesn't allow you to filter based on SEO difficulty. So as a result, you have to go down, you have to go through each keyword, and it doesn't give you as many keyword permutations as Ahrefs either. All right, but once again, Ubersuggest is free, so I suggest you actually start out with that tool and see where it goes. All right, and once again, the exercise is still the same. You're looking for an SEO difficulty score that falls within your range of your website, and then you want to write a very comprehensive post covering that keyword. All right, so to kind of summarize the keyword research part of the lecture, you want to start out with the seed keyword, and then you want to type it into a tool like Ubersuggest or Ahrefs, get a whole bunch of keyword permutations, find the one that gets good search volume and is within your competition parameters. And based on your domain score, you want to appropriately decide what to target. So 0 to 20, easy to rank, 20 to 40, moderately easy, and greater than 40, very difficult. And if you're just starting out, I would look for rankings in the 0 to 10 range just to start out and then gradually build your way up. And then you also want to check the click score if you're using Ahrefs to make sure that Google is not stealing the answer in the search results.